Hey, we are in the new studio. We're getting ready, and today we're going to talk about how to administer your Microsoft Teams. Maybe you have so many teams, you have so many channels, you have so many private channels going on. You want to kind of roll back the clock a little bit. You want to control the madness, if you will. And how do you do that? Well, if you are a Teams administrator, I'm going to break it down here for you right after this. So I'm going to pull up my screen here. I'm going to walk you through the administrative portal, and this is the administrative panel on how to administer Microsoft Teams, and we're going to walk through exactly how you can kind of roll back the clock, administer some of your teams, see what all teams and channels are out there, what are being used, and we can kind of take back control of your Microsoft Teams environment. So here in the admin panel, you're going to go into, assuming you're a global admin or at least a Teams admin, you should be able to click admin. It would be in the waffle. We're going to go down to admin. That'll bring you to this page right here, which is the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. We're going to scroll down. If you click show more, we're going to click on this little guy right here, which is Teams. Once it loads up, you're going to see ways that you can interact with Microsoft Teams, whether this is calling, audio client, this is phone numbers, this is all kinds of different things, trainings, implementations. There's tons you can do here, but we are going to focus in on Teams, which is this first expander right up here. We're going to expand that, and then you'll see a couple different ways that you can administer Microsoft Teams. Manage Teams is where we're going to want to start. Here is going to be a list of all of the teams that exist within your environment. I will say that you can see something similar within the SharePoint administrator, which will show you all of your team sites from the SharePoint perspective, and you'll have a little Teams icon that you'll be able to see what of those SharePoint sites actually have teams associated with it. This is another way of doing that. This is another view where you can come in here. The way that I like to do it, and the reason why I like going into it this way, is because here I can see how many channels are associated, how many private channels it has, how many shared channels, whether it's public or if it's private. You can see if it's active or archived. You can see a description of the team. You can really take a look at what all is going on within your Microsoft Teams environment. And so now I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Roy, I already can do a lot of this stuff by going into the Teams client and editing the team that way. Yes, that's true. But if you're a Teams administrator, you can come in here and you can take a look at what teams are being used, how it's being used, and if there are any duplicate teams out there. Which is why I want to pay close attention to this description field. This description field is a pretty important one because this will help you identify what teams are necessary within your organization. I know a lot of you out there probably just skip right past the description field and you probably don't even fill it out. I would urge you to do that and to have others fill this out, because you'll want to make sure that when you can come into the Teams admin portal, you want to make sure that there are no duplicates of maybe doing the same project or task. And this description will help you more so than just the name of the team, because sometimes the name of the team doesn't tell the whole story. And the description will certainly help you. So that's how you are going to take a look at what all teams you have. You can get a pretty good snapshot here. Next, we're going to go into Teams settings. And so here's how you can kind of toggle on, toggle off what all is going on. Whether you can turn on tagging, whether you can do file sharing, which file shares are you going to allow, how are you going to let certain devices, who can do what at sort of a global level. You can look at safety and communication as well. This would be a good way to kind of take a look at what all you can have within your Teams environment at a high level. Next, you're going to want to look at the Teams policies. So these team policies, you likely just have one, which is this global one. If we select it and we hit the edit tool, it's going to bring you up a couple different things that you can either toggle on or toggle off. And this will say create private channels, create channels in general. Now, generally, you probably want these things to be able to happen. If you don't want people creating private channels, which I will say creating a private channel does create its own SharePoint site, you can easily just toggle it off here, save it. And that doesn't mean that no one can do it. That would just mean that you as the global admin can then do it. And that will be a way to maintain control. But we're going to leave it on for now. We're going to cancel out of here, and I'll show you one more thing to consider when administering Microsoft teams from the Teams admin center. So we're going to go back here into the Manage Teams area, and over here we can click on the settings. We can actually take a look at what team members are in them, who are the owners, who are the guests, and if it has guests. We're going to go ahead and apply so we can see everything that's going on here. So we're actually going to be able to see here some more information now. So we can see what all is going on here within our Teams environments. That's extremely helpful. But remember, we want to take a look at, we want to administer how many settings are turned on, what all is going on. Here we see how many owners it has. This team has 7 owners. That's a lot of owners. Might want to take a look at that one. Now, from the Teams environment, we can do something similar. If we take a look at the teams themselves that we're a member of, we can see that there are 3 dots next to the teams' names themselves. If we go ahead and click these 3 dots and then we go to Manage Team, that's going to open up a new section. We're going to be able to take a look at who the owners are, who the members and guests are, how many channels are here, who can see the channels, what channels have been deleted, what are hidden channels, what are shared channels. And then we can take a look at the settings where we can change the team picture if we want. We can go into member permissions and turn some of these things off, which I think it's always a good idea to turn some of these things off. So you can do that. And then there are the rest of the settings that we talked about, where there are guest permissions, mentions. You can generate a team code. You can go into the fun stuff like turning on the memes and stuff like that. You can use tags. If you're in a GCC environment, tags might not be available to you. But there are the settings that you can do within the team. It is important to note only owners can go into the settings. If you're a member of a team, you can't control this. If you are a owner, though, it's probably important for you to turn some of this stuff down. I would also look at the analytics here. This is some new stuff that's been starting to come out within Teams where you can control the analytics, see what's going on, how many users are doing it, how much engagement you're getting, so that you can say, do I really need this? Or maybe I need to drive more engagement. So that's pretty cool. Apps, it'll list all of the different apps that you have. You can remove some if maybe you don't want them there. And then, of course, the tags, where you can create a tag and you can go through these tags, add some descriptions, and add people to the tags. If you want to know more about the tags, I will have another video for you on how to use Microsoft Teams tags and how to use them within the Teams application. So this is how you administer the apps. This is how you administer Teams. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss another video of us. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the Work Wherever podcast, where we'll break down how to remote work, how to work wherever, how to build a remote culture. Guys, thanks for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions, hit them below. And until next time, guys, see ya. Hey there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.